Do you or someone you know live with a cracked iPhone 5 screen? Are your fingers covered in Band-Aids because of it? You should know that's gross, and you don't have to live that way. So today we're going to show you how easy it is to replace your iPhone 5 front panel display. Hi, I'm Gwendolyn with iFixit, and I'll be walking you through this repair. But as always, be sure to check out our step-by-step guide on iFixit.com when you do your repair. For this repair, you will need one of our iPhone 4 pentalobe screwdrivers, which conveniently works on the iPhone 5, a Phillips 00 screwdriver, a set of plastic opening tools, and a small suction cup. If you don't have any of these tools, I would recommend grabbing one of our Pro Tech Toolkits. It has all the tools you'll need for this repair and many others. And while you can do this repair without it, I strongly recommend using one of our magnetic mats. It's not listed as one of the required tools for this repair, but I don't know how I'd live without it. The iPhone 5 has a ton of really small screws, and using the mat will not only keep them all in one place, but you can organize them. I like to write what step I took the piece or screw out on, but you can make whatever doodles help. Okay, so now that I have all my parts and tools together, I'm gonna get started. And as always, make sure your phone is off and completely disconnected from any power source. Check and check. Now we can remove the two pentalobe screws down by the lightning connector. Okay. With those screws out, we're going to use our small suction cup to help us lift up the front panel. You're going to want to place this right above the home button. And once you've got it on there nice and tight, gently pull up to separate the front panel of the rear case. I personally found this to be the most difficult part of the repair. There's several clips around the display holding it in place, and they really work. You may have to use more force than you would think, but you only need to open it enough to get the plastic opening tool in. Once you get the tool in there, you're going to want to gently pry the front panel away from the rear case. Start at the bottom and work your way up the sides. Now that the clips along the bottom and the sides of the phone are released, we can finally lift up the panel away from the rear case. But be careful, there are several cables that connect the display to the phone, and we don't want to damage those. You don't want to lift the display more than about 90 degrees from the rear case. Next up, we need to remove the three Phillips screws holding the cable bracket in place, and then using our trusty plastic opening tool, disconnect the three cables connecting the display assembly to the logic board. Now that we have the front panel assembly off, we can get to work on taking off all those little pieces attached to the assembly. To begin with, we're going to remove the two Phillips screws holding the front-facing camera bracket on. With that bracket off, the earpiece speakers should just lift right off, and with some careful prying, the cable and front-facing camera will come right off after. Moving down to the bottom of the phone, we see the two Phillips screws holding the home button bracket in place. As soon as those screws are removed, you need to pry the home button cable up gently. Make sure that you start on the contacts that are on the right and work your way left. Otherwise, you'll risk tearing the cable. If you're having trouble getting your home button or the cables off, the adhesive can be loosened with a little heat from the iOpener. The last thing we need to do is remove the four Phillips screws on the side and the two Phillips screws on the back of the LCD frame. With those screws out, the frame should lift right off. Now you can replace the damaged display with a shiny new one. Remember, friends don't let friends live with cracked screens. And let's face it, there's no reason to with a repair this easy. Of course, you can find all the parts and tools you need for this repair and many others at iFixit.com. and let us know how it goes. We love to hear your repair success stories. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our latest teardowns and repair videos. You can follow us on Twitter at iFixit and give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/iFixit.